Hey, hello, Colorado real estate investors and residents. Mark Cunningham with Grace Property Management. The Colorado legislature recently passed a bill which does several things around the idea of pets in rental properties, HB 231068. And two important things it does is it caps what landlords can potentially charge for deposits or additional pet rent on the property. So let me share 6 important aspects of this bill that if you're a resident renting in Colorado or you're a landlord, you need to be aware of. Now, the title of the bill is kind of long, but it's always interesting to see how they title these things. HB 231068, and we will link to the full bill in this article. If you want to download and want some good bedtime reading material, you can read the bill in its entirety, but it's titled Concerning Pet Animal Ownership and Housing, and in connection therewith prohibiting restrictions on dog breeds for obtaining homeowners insurance, providing for the manner in which pet animals are handled when a writ of restitution is executed, limiting security deposits and rent for pet animals, and excluding pet animals from personal property liens. Now, it's a long bill. I'm not going to go through every aspect of it, but some of the most important aspects that may impact you as a resident or a real estate investor in Colorado are the following. Number 1, insurance companies may not deny, alter, cancel, or charge more for property insurance coverage based on the breed of a dog in a property. Now, this has been a problem in the past because what an insurance company could say is they would have a list of maybe dangerous breeds, and if that dangerous breed, in their definition of a dangerous breed, was in the property, they would deny coverage, or they would restrict coverage, or they would charge more for the premium. So they would say, well, gosh, you've got 4 pit bulls and 3 Rottweilers. We're not going to allow coverage to be on your property. This bill specifically says, insurance companies, you cannot do that. You can't change, alter coverage at all based upon the breeds of the dog in the property. Now, it goes on, though, to say this. Insurance companies may deny, alter, cancel, or charge more for insurance coverage if a particular dog on a property is known to be dangerous. In other words, if that dog has a history where it bit someone and there was a police report on it. I don't know if they do police reports against dogs. They don't arrest the dogs, but there could be a police report filed or some type of incident about the pet itself. So you can't label a breed as dangerous or uninsurable, but you could label a specific dog as dangerous or uninsurable. So that it's going to get very complicated in how this actually plays out, but this is just what the law says we want to be aware of. Next thing is this. If a pet is present during an eviction and the tenant is not there, then it requires animal control to be contacted and take custody of the pet. Not a big deal. It means if a property manager is doing an eviction on a property and the tenant's gone, they've abandoned the property, but there's a pet in the property, you can't just let the pet run loose. You need to call animal control and they will come take care of the pet. Makes a lot of sense. 2 other final pieces that impact landlords pretty significantly. Number 1, landlords may not charge more than $300 as a pet deposit. So if you as a landlord are going to allow your tenant to bring in a pet, and you still have the option of saying, yes, I want pets, no, I don't. It's certainly our recommendation if you're a landlord to allow pets in your property. We'll link to a video we have making the argument why we believe it makes good financial sense, good business sense, and it's the best practice for you as a landlord to allow your tenant to have a pet in the property. But if you're going to do that and you say, well, I'm going to charge an additional security deposit for the fact that the dog could chew up my banister, that you can only charge a maximum of $300 as a pet deposit, regardless of the rental rate of the property. Whether the property is running for $900 a month or $5,000 a month, you can only charge a $300 additional pet deposit. Furthermore, if you think, well, that's fine, I won't charge a lot of additional pet deposit, but I'm going to charge additional pet rent for the additional wear and tear that my property is going to experience because of the fact that this pet is in the property. You can still do that, however, there are caps on that. You may not charge as a landlord more than $35 per month or 1.5% of the rent per month, whichever is greater. So if you want to charge pet rent, it's legal, but it caps out at this. Now, we don't recommend charging pet rent as a best practice. It isn't commonly done in Colorado. Pets are very welcome as long as they meet certain requirements, and you should have a pet addendum in your lease that outlines this. If the pet does cause damage, the resident would be responsible for that. But this is what the law says we can do with this what we want, but we have to follow these new rules and regulations. This goes into effect January 1st of 2024. Now, it has other parts of or other requirements as well. For example, it says that if you get a lien against the tenant's property, you cannot have a lien against their pet, which is kind of humorous if you think about it. I've never heard of a landlord getting a lien and actually taking the tenant's pet because they owe money to the landlord. But that's what the law says. We can't claim the pet of our tenants if we even wanted to, going forward. If you're a client of Grace Property Management, know that we take care of you with this. We make sure that you are compliant within this new law. If you're not a client of ours, you have questions, feel free to consider us a resource. Jump on our website, rentgrace.com. Happy to help if we can.